Again, welcome back to my, what the hell am I calling it, Autism Terminology Study Series. Next one, Chloe. Yeah, so I got a new chair. This is going to be where I do my videos, I think, because I have had this coffee table just sitting in my room, and I've been sitting on the floor with the coffee table and my phone, and like, this just feels more dignified. So this is what I'm doing now. And I am using my webcam, like, on my laptop, which I think is going to take some getting used to. I'm used to my phone, and the reason for trying to do this on my laptop now is just honestly for storage space because I don't have that much extra storage room on my phone ever. I use it for pictures a lot and I shoot raw images, big files, blah blah blah. So this is just easier. I may or may not stick with this, but I should probably put my phone on silent and get into it. So we're on part 2 out of 5, which is 4 more terms to describe the autistic experience. And I think I said this in the first part or maybe the preview to the series, but I'll say it again. None of these are autistic traits. Don't get it confused with autistic traits. This is just terminology to describe what we are feeling. And a lot of them were made by autistic people. Of course, some of these are made by clinicians, but that's kind of neither here nor there. So let's get right into it. These 4 terms that I'm focusing now on are alexithymia, dyspraxia, interoception, and proprioception, which are all kind of weird words that I will probably list in the description for spelling's sake, for research sake as well. If you wanted to look into more, which I do encourage if you're interested to do that. Because I can only say so much, but in my notes for alexithymia, I have written that alexithymia is also called emotional blindness, and it is a neuropsychological phenomenon characterized by significant challenges in recognizing, expressing, sourcing, and describing one's emotions. So, in fewer words, and for example, that's like autistic people finding it hard to label what they feel. So, for example, you can just be upset vaguely, just vague upset is what you think you feel. And it might take you a while to even realize that you're upset in the first place, but once you do, you're like, okay, is this like a sad upset? Is this an angry upset? Like, just for example, that's kind of what that means. Also, it can be something like takes you years to realize how you really felt about something or what have you. So that's kind of alexithymia. It's more just about long-term emotional processing in autistic people. Second one, dyspraxia. For that one, I am literally just reading off things that I've written down. So it's a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by impaired coordination of physical movements as a result of brain messages not being accurately transmitted to the body. So an example of that is like it's kind of to do with like fine motor skills. Uh, a good example for me personally is I struggle with like it takes me a while to tie my shoes. Sometimes buttons are hard, zippers are hard, things like that. Especially like opening packaging, even when you know what you're supposed to be doing with your hands, you're just like watching your hands not do what your brain is telling them to do. So that's kind of what dyspraxia is all about. And then we have interoception. For that one, what did I write down? Interoception is the collection of senses providing information to the organism about the internal state of the body. This can be both conscious and subconscious. So, it's sort of bodily signals such as like knowing when you have to pee, knowing when you're hungry, knowing when you're thirsty, knowing when you're tired. For autistic people, this is definitely more complicated than it would be for a neurotypical person, say. Um, and like it said, it can be subconscious or conscious, so you can like feel like, oh, okay, like I'm uncomfortable, but a lot of autistic people will say like, oh, that's why I'm so tired, like I forgot to eat. And yeah, that does happen. That actually does happen, by the way. So that's an example of interoception. And then last but not least, we have proprioception, which sounds similar because it is, which is that's the awareness of the body in space. It helps us to know where each part of our body is and how it is moving. So that literally is like kind of the same thing but on the outside of your body instead of the inside. So it's like, when people say the ADHD walk, you're going around corners and bumping into things. That's a lot of that sort of thing. There's not too much to be said about that one. It's kind of straightforward. It's just, yeah, your awareness of body and space. And yeah, that's definitely harder given the whole dyspraxia, interoception, all of that stuff. Like, it's just most of these four terms I group together because they all kind of have that similarity of just like mixed signals, like literally like scrambled brain signals, like just processing issues. And this is why autism is considered a processing disorder. So, if I do end up not hating this video and posting it, thank you for watching. And I still have 3 more parts of this coming. Um, I encourage people to obviously do their own research. This is just like compilations of my own research, and it's obviously got the unique perspective of I experience these things, so that's why I'm like trying to give my 2 cents. I think I also said this before, but I will also disclaim once again I do not claim, nor have I ever claimed to speak for every autistic person. It's a spectrum. It looks different on everybody. If you've met one autistic person, you've met one autistic person. And I will always say that. Okay, that being said, thank you. See you next time.